Have a dual runway here and maybe a crosswind runway. I'm not real sure, but it's kind of an east-west, southeast runway. Yep. Okay, on your right side, way out there, those are the C-5 Galaxies, heavy lift aircraft, and about 840,000 pounds. They tell us those lift off. These are the early A models in here for parts only. The KC-135s up close, you can see sort of how these start coming apart. Wing comes off, they build those stanchions under there. We'll see some more of that. Some T-38s, early model Vietnam era, just now getting around to start taking the engines and the nacelles off those aircraft. Same way with the F-4s, you notice all the landing gears going on these, so they're not much more than just aluminum right now. Over here. Okay, we'll talk about that on the way back. Remind me. Okay. Way down there, beyond that, disregard that helicopter again. See those F-14s? That's the last of them. I think I counted this morning, there's about 6 or 8 of them down there. A year ago, they were lined up all the way out here to the road. That's where they're destroying them down there. And the latest catchword is shredding. They shred these airplanes. And I mean shred right up into 1-inch pieces sometimes. Engines and everything. Amazing. There's some B-1B Lancers. That's about, put these and those other ones together, that's about a third of the fleet here in the desert, used for parts. There's some more F-4s. There's some FA-18s. We haven't seen them yet. Those are the early models, probably overstressed somewhere along the line today. There's some more F-111 swing wing airplane, both sides of the bus. And the only reason those are still on the line out here is because the Australians were flying them up the C and the D models up until about 2 or 3 months ago, and now they tell us they're all retired down there, so these are probably going to be shredded in the near future. A3 Sky Warriors, 12 or 13 of those. Another year or so they'll either be in museums or destroyed as well. C-141s, the big gray airplanes, go back to the pre-Vietnam era. Many of us have either flown those or had rides in them over the years. They're all retired now, every last one of them, and it won't be too long until they'll all be destroyed over here. You can see the engines are already taken off. Sometimes they can use those engines on other types of aircraft. Most of them are probably in those engine preservation canisters already. The H-53s, the helicopters, heavy lift in the front row there. And the second row is their H-46, the Marine Corps helicopters. I was through here this morning. They're starting to take those transmissions off the back of those H-46s. Those transmissions are worth about $1 million each, so they're very carefully taking those off, storing them away. Way down there is those green objects, look like cylindrical objects. Those are the remains of B-52 aircraft that are being broken up and destroyed via the START treaty talks. Mr. Reagan and Mr. Gorbachev got together many years ago. Strategic Arms Reduction Treaty, I think is what it stood for. Well, both sides are supposed to break up so many strategic bombers a week or a month or a year. I don't know what the number is, but this is where the U.S. does it, right there. You have a chainsaw that cuts off both wings. The treaty says you'll break the fuselage up into 3 parts, and it's all done right there. How do we verify it? Both sides. Do it with a satellite. Russian satellite comes across here every so often, nice clear day like today, and takes a picture, make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. We do the same thing on their side.